We are back in that time of year again. And I got exactly that far before the heat coming through the windshield shut down my phone and stopped the camera from working. So it was pretty warm in Palm Springs for April 4th, and just going to get a lot hotter as the time goes on. But can you believe it? It's only the 4th day of April, 4th day of VEDA, and I'm already scrambling to get something done, recorded, and uploaded before midnight, and it's 10:14 right now. But there is one thing that I saw driving down the highway the other day that I want to talk about, and that was a billboard for a website called Bumble. And if you're familiar with that, it's apparently some kind of similar dating site to Tinder or Match.com or something. And if you saw on an earlier vlog, I'm familiar with dating sites to a certain extent. That's how I met my wife. Maybe I'll put a link over here and you can watch that old video if you're interested in that. But the curious thing about this billboard was that it talked about, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was talking about how it wasn't just a dating site anymore or just for finding a mate. It was also for finding your BFF. Unfortunately, I actually went to check out the website, and it looks like it's still pretty much like a Tinder, Match.com kind of website, looking for people looking for potential mates. But the idea struck me as a really good one, and maybe one of you out there wants to take on this project. Maybe this is something for Michael and his web designs. Or any one of you, somebody should do this because the world needs an app designed to help people find friends. I have thought many times, I am not a naturally gregarious, schmoozing, social, outgoing kind of guy when I meet people face to face. I have lived in California now for 20 years, and I know I have very small number of close friends here compared to what I still have in Michigan after having left there, 20 years ago. And I frequently lament the fact that I suspect strongly that if I were to go on Twitter and ask who wants to meet up down at Pyology in Redlands locally here, I don't know how many people I could get to show up, how many friends I have that would show up. I would have better luck, I suspect, in Missoula if I were to say, hey, I'm going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings. Anybody want to come down and hang out? I would have better luck there. The internet has been really good for me. I don't make good friends. I don't make friends easily IRL. I am a weird person, and I think a lot of us on YouTube feel we are unique individuals. Even among the unique individuals on YouTube, I am unique. Being 57, almost 58 now, there are not a lot of us on YouTube. There are not a lot of people among my peers who are interested or curious about YouTube. And I'm not interested in most of the things they are interested in. I don't watch a lot of sports on TV. I don't play golf. And I frequently think it would be a good idea if there was a website for people like myself. And also, even like my daughter Mickey, we moved here and she goes to school in Redlands. So that's really not the district, the local district. So it's hard for her to meet friends locally. And I've become aware, since I've had kids really for 16 years now, that it's very different than when I grew up, when everybody had 4 kids. 4 kids was like the standard when I was a kid. Hardly anybody had less than that, so there were always a lot of kids around, and usually some about your age. Today, a lot of the people that I went to college with, many of them still aren't married, or if they're married without any kids, or if they have kids, they have 1, maybe 2. I have 2. So there are not as many kids around, and it makes it harder for kids to find friends. And those kids that are around are not around. They're sitting in their houses, frequently in front of screens, but even though when they want to do something else, to get out of the house, a lot of times their parents have been sold this story in the news that the world is a scary, creepy place and you've got to keep your kids inside or they won't be safe. And a good website, if you could design one that wasn't too easily used as a tool by those creepy stalkers, but where kids could meet kids locally, not just kids across the world. One of the coolest things, Mickey has her YouTube channel, and that's exciting, and she has friends she has people from around the world. I have friends from around the world, but it's sometimes hard to meet people locally, and maybe I'm just missing out. Craigslist is supposed to be good for many things, but I still hear that Craigslist has this reputation of people looking to hook up. And I don't know of any website specifically dedicated and designed to try to make friends and to find people with similar interests, similar weirdness degrees that I think would be a great idea. What do you think? Is it hard to meet friends, especially once you've moved or relocated away from your the college or high school, the place you grew up? Do other people have this problem, or is that just me? Is that because I'm just too weird? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see what happens with VEDA Day 5 and 6 and on through 30, or whether it all falls apart tomorrow. Until next time, don't forget to be awesome, and I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.